Okay. All right, everyone. Welcome back. We are live from Turtle Bay with the crew of Profligate on the 30th run of the Baja Ha-Ha rally from San Diego to Cabo San Lucas. We have Chuck Skewes from Ullman Sales with us. He's going to give us an update on the sales so far, what's going on with the fleet, and the weather in Turtle Bay.
Well, it's a fantastic day here at Turtle Bay, probably mid 70s, a little bit of breeze. And as you can see, I'm going to pan with the camera, although with this little camera you might not see, but I would say 3/4 of the fleet is in. And there's still a few guys coming in I can see off in the horizon. It was an interesting sail down. So we had great wind yesterday all the way through our interview yesterday, and then we started motoring about then. And then the wind shifted out of the east, and we came in, everything was calm, but the guys who were out there last night had some big Santa Ana winds. And so some guys had 30 knots of wind. Not really much carnage, luckily, but, just a little bit uncomfortable ride coming into the bay for a lot of people.
Okay.
And then, but, it's warmer. It's easier to deal with the wind down here. But the sail down was fantastic. Some boats motored about 50% of the time. Most of the boats sailed much more than that. And it was just ideal. It was almost postcard perfect.
Great. And you guys got in yesterday, like late afternoon, just before sunset?
Correct. And we're on what we call Ha-Ha time, which is actually the time of Baja California Sur, which is where we are. Once you get south of that big little peninsula on Baja, the time actually goes to 1 hour earlier. And
Okay.
so we stay on that time from the Ha-Ha so that when we land in Cabo, we're on the exact time. So
Okay.
right now it's noon for us.
Oh, okay, great. Well, Ha-Ha time, Baja time.
Yep.
It's a good time no matter what, right?
Yeah, we got in. We had about an hour of daylight after we got in yesterday, and a couple people came over. We had a wonderful dinner of stuffed goat cheese stuffed chicken.
Oh, wow.
So it's not like we're starving.
Yeah, no, it seems like you guys are well fed out there.
Yes.
So how many boats came in before you? How was the
I think 7 boats beat us in. The
Okay.
boat Sapphire Kalea, and then there were a couple guys who away that beat us. So I think we were in boat number 7 in the bay.
Okay. It cut out a little bit in the beginning, so I didn't catch the beginning of that, but that's all right.
Oh, sorry. The big boat Sapphire Night, which is the 80-foot trip design.
Okay.
It beat everybody down here. Then Kalea came in next, which is a super fast catamaran. It's doing its Ha-Ha with its second group. The owner that built it, and then he sold it to this group, and then they're sailing it down.
Very cool. And I think I caught this, but how many boats haven't come in yet?
I think there's probably about 20 boats out there still.
Okay. Great. And is the baseball game today or is it tomorrow?
It is today at 2 o'clock.
It is today. Okay.
The famous Turtle Bay baseball.
Yeah. So I guess if you arrive late, you might miss the game.
Yeah, there's people that sail the whole way often struggle to make the game. Talion sails the whole way, and actually they had a little bit of an engine issue, so they're sailing into the bay. They should be here any minute. I think I actually see them on the horizon, so they'll probably make the game maybe a little bit late, but the game runs for a while. The game is so much fun. Yeah, it's all about the kids and the athletically challenged.
That's awesome. How many people from the Ha-Ha fleet play the game?
I would say body-wise about 150 people.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we often have like 20 outfielders and two shortstops and somebody that plays between first and second base, so that because nobody's that athletic. and then all the young kids like under 8 years old tend to get a home run, and all the women guaranteed hit. It's just a lot of fun. It's just we do announcing and give their stats for their where they were drafted from and where they might have played ball before, and it's just a lot of fun.
Well, it sounds like a great amount of fun, and it's also like a really positive thing for the community. So a
Yeah,
win-win.
we have so much baseball gear to give out that we're actually going to take some of it to our next stop, so that the people from San Carlos, the little village near our next stop, have some gear as well.
Oh, that's really great.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, like, go back for some Ha-Ha history. So, yesterday, if you guys were on or not, Chuck, this is Chuck's ninth. This is the
Yes.
30th run of the Ha-Ha. So,
Correct.
I know Richard's done it 30 times. I don't know if there's anyone else.
Well,
uh,
Danya's done it all but one, I think. And
okay.
we were talking about that this boat, because they did it on the Ocean 65, I think it is. They
Yeah.
did that on Big O. They did it a couple three ha-has before they did this boat. So this is the 57th coastal trip for this catamaran.
Wow. That's incredible.
That's really incredible.
Yeah, it's really incredible. So, was this always the trajectory for the Ha-Ha when it started?
Yes, yeah, we always came to Turtle Bay and then Bahia Santa Maria. And one year we did a secondary stop. We took one day out of Bahia Santa Maria and went to Mag Bay and then down. But it was such a short trip. It was more like just pulling your anchor up, going for 6 hours and stopping again. So it didn't save any time going to Cabo. So we pulled that one back out.
Okay, interesting. So this morning during roll call, do you have anything interesting to share with us from the fleet? Any news?
Yeah,
Any
it was really
issues?
interesting. Some of the young kids on a boat that had to sail upwind in 20 knots thought that was the time of their life sailing, and they thought that was the most incredible. I don't know that the parents, who had probably stood watch all night long, thought it was as fun as the kids thought it was, but that was fun. There's very little mechanical issues. I've got 3 sail repairs to do, which is really good considering the wind picked up and there was some 30-knot winds last night. And the thing that I really noticed was we didn't catch any fish of keeper size, but the amount of huge tunas that these people are catching, anywhere from close to 100 pounds down to 50-pound tuna, which I don't
Wow.
remember any haha that people have caught fish that big. So
Yeah.
tomorrow during our beach barbecue, I think there's going to be a lot of fish there.
Yeah, I saw some pictures on Richard's Facebook. Some very large fish.
Yes, it's huge.
Yeah, which is great. Awesome. So how's the crew doing? How's your crew doing?
Everybody's doing good. I'll give you a little quick shot. We have the store open right now where we sell all the haha gear, and we got a couple guests on board that were coming to buy. People love to come and talk to us because there's so many of us. But everybody's doing great. We're all looking forward to the baseball game. We already fueled up this morning here and got ice, and we're pretty much set to make it all the way to Cabo now without having to get anything else. And we have, like I said, just idyllic weather. It's so clear. We're looking forward. So they postponed that rocket launch from SpaceX, so we're looking forward to tonight to be able to see that SpaceX rocket
Oh, is
launch.
it going to be tonight?
It's supposed to be tonight, yes.
And you guys have a good vantage point, I
Oh
understand.
my God, yeah, this is going to be spectacular. The sky is so clear here, and there's no ambient light basically because this is the town of Turtle Bay. I don't know if you can see it well. There's houses over here. This is the town, and then there's a church, and then a little fish processing thing here, and that's the town. That's it. And this is about an 8-hour trip off of the main highway to get to this spot. So it's very remote if you tried to get here by car.
Wow. Well, that's awesome. It's probably better to visit by boat anyways.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a way that we recommend visiting. Of course, Baja has a long tradition of stopping in Turtle Bay, so there's some roots there.
Yes. So there's a few boats that don't join the haha that kind of tag along with the haha, and they were coming down, and when that wind picked up, they stopped in at Cedros Island, which is maybe possibly a smaller stop than it. Well, it is a smaller stop than Turtle Bay, and the port captains in Mexico have authority over each port, and he thought the wind was too much, so he closed the port, and he doesn't want to open it until Saturday. So those poor boats that stop there, I cannot get out of there until Saturday.
Oh,
So
that's
yeah,
about,
so I'm glad we're all here in Turtle Bay.
yeah, definitely. And so you're in Turtle Bay for all day today, one more day tomorrow, and then you'll take off
At 9
Saturday.
a.m. 9 a.m. that next day we take off, and it's usually we have a contest to see who gets the spinnaker up first pre-start and crosses the line. They get a free pizza in Cabo,
Oh, that's
we
fun.
take and we take off, and the sailing and fishing from here is spectacular. The water actually is only low 60s here, which is a little cooler than normal, but I'm kind of glad because it would be a really hot day here. It's like mid 70s right now, and it would probably be in the 80s if the water was warmer.
Oh, sounds lovely. And you guys will check in all the boats at the next stop then, correct?
Yeah. So we have set up a temporary office on the back edge of Profligate, that area I showed you yesterday, that where everyone gathers and where the store is today. We set up, the immigration officer comes, has a table, and the person from Mag Bay Outfitters that works is the sort of liaison between the boaters and the immigrations, sits there, and people come up alongside on one side, drop off their passports. They go to our other hull. We give them back to them as they go through and get stamped. And we did the whole fleet last year in less than 2.5 hours.
Well, that's
Which
incredible.
It's unbelievable. We had no confidence, or next to no confidence, that system was going to work. Because things in Mexico just aren't always as they seem. And we said, oh, this is going to be a disaster. And it was way smoother than trying to go through it in Cabo, in the bigger city. It was really nice.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'd imagine. Anyways, then there's so many more boats and traffic and just so much more in Cabo, right? So nice to get it out
Yes.
of the way.
Yeah, it's I don't know for those watchers that have been to Cabo, but Cabo is a little crazy. It's become more of a high-end sport fisher stop than a person in a cruising lifestyle stop. And so it's just it's a big city, lots goes on, big money, and it's changed the place from a Mexican village to kind of a tourist destination. So it has its pluses and minuses, but is when you think of the cruising lifestyles, you don't think of what you're going to see in Cabo as that answer.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. So when will you guys head over and get ready for the baseball game?
So we're gonna hit the shore about 1:30, and then people gather at the stadium around 2, and we go for about 2.5 hours there, and it just gets better and better as it goes on, because we learn a little bit about each player, and we make these announcements and have little inside jokes on each person, and it's we do the wave. We have enough people in the stands. We actually do the wave, and
Awesome.
it's just a blast. And then the melee when we give out the stuff at the end is hilarious. You got all these kids from age like 3 to 13 or 14 lined up to get the baseball donations, and we try to get the little kids in first, and they are just gathered around. They're pushing, kind of nudging elbows. We have to kind of keep them in line, and then that stuff disappears pretty fast.
That's pretty awesome. I'm sure, I mean, something they look forward to, and awesome that have fun with the community and
Yes.
also, give back.
Yeah, one of the Ponga drivers came up earlier, and he has, I think, 6 kids, and he's like, they're all going to be at the baseball game.
Awesome. I mean, what a fun thing, for a small community as well.
Yeah, this community probably does okay on the fishing market, especially now that uh, communication's a little better. They have a sport fisher groups that come out of here in Pongas, and they have a pretty lucrative lobster and tuna fishery that they process out of here. But short of that, they don't have. There's nothing else that goes on here. So this is their Christmas, Thanksgiving, New Year's all wrapped into one. They get to make some money. They get to cook tacos. They get to meet a bunch of people and have fun. And we only invade their town for 2 days, and they all tend to enjoy it. They're all really excited to see us when we get here.
That's awesome. Well, it sounds like a fun time for kids and for the, adults, and a nice little boost to the economy. And that's always great, right?
Absolutely.
Awesome. So how many boats, if you got 20, you got, so maybe,
So there's probably 90
about
boats in the bay right now. Yeah. So it's right around maybe 100.
there any way you can, I don't know, can we flip the camera? I don't know if it's possible, but it would be cool to see the anchorage.
I'm going to go up on top of the boat and give you a better view.
All right, and for anyone who's just jumping on or late, we are with Chuck from Ullman Sales aboard Profligate in Turtle Bay right now with the 30th Baja Ha-Ha, and we're just taking a look around and getting a lay of the land here.
All right, now, so where I'm going to show you first is the town. This is the pier. I can't see my camera very well, so this is the pier where people refuel, and the beach to the left is generally the beach landing if you're going to the town.
Okay.
They have all the entrepreneurial kids. They help you pull your dinghy up and store it up at height for high tide line, and then help you launch it for a small fee. Some people tie off to a little sand line on the pier and go up a ladder that would not be legal in the U.S. And then this town, and then you go over here and there's this beautiful bluffs, and where we have the beach party is on this little sand beach on the other side of these bluffs over here. And you can walk, it's about a 2-hour walk over these mountains to get to there, and it's about a 40-minute drive around to get to them. So it's really not connected to town. It's a very remote area. And then now you can kind of see the anchored boats in the bay. And this bay is huge. We're probably in 1/10 of the bay, and we probably have 80, 90 boats here. And the bay goes clear over. That's actually a sandbar that connects that island to that peninsula. So that's still part of the bay. And then this is the opening to the bay that goes out in the Pacific Ocean. And so this opening, as we found out last year because we measured them, is 1/10 of a mile wider than the Golden Gate.
Oh,
okay. So it's a nice big entrance in, but we're protected from winds from everything except for a southwest wind, which is really rare. It takes like a cyclone behavior, like a hurricane, to get any wind from that direction here. Then you come over. This is the pier, and I have no idea whose house this is, but that's probably the nicest place in Turtle Bay. And then there's a little housing community up on the hill there, and then we're all the way back to where we started the tour.
Awesome. Very cool. Well, thanks for showing us around. You got anything else you want to share with our audience today?
No, I don't think so. I mean, I thought about maybe going live on our Facebook page for the baseball game, and we'll see whether we bring the Starlink in, and that's possible or not. Because the baseball game is fun, and I could talk to you about it. Maybe you do it on Latitude. It's as some sort of side gig, and then we'll go from there, and then we'll report on all the advancements that we hear at the baseball game. When people get a little radio shy, so you sometimes don't hear all the stories of their adventures on the way down the coast, and then when you see them in person, they're like, "Oh my God, we did this, or we caught this, or we ran over a fishing line," or all those stories start coming out up there. So.
All right. Well, we would be interested to be involved or share whatever you have. You're always, you're always welcome to send us stuff. And if we can get live with you, we will do that. I am available this afternoon. So we'll just play by ear, I guess.
All right.
So just closing this out, everyone who joined us today, thanks for joining us. This is Nicki Bennett, Latitude 38. We have Chuck Skewes with Ullman Sales. We are live aboard the mothership for the Baja Ha-Ha Profligate, which is Richard Spindler's boat. And we are just going to be tagging along with the fleet as they head down the coast. They are currently in Turtle Bay, and our goal is to go live for 10 to 20 minutes every day of the rally and give you an inside look of what it's like to do the Ha-Ha and what it's like to cruise down the coast of Mexico. So thanks for joining us. And Chuck, if you want to stay on for just a moment,
I absolutely will.
See you again tomorrow.
Okay. Goodbye, everybody.